Hey, what's going on, everyone? The Big Chat Podcast. Woo! Here on episode 30, coming at you live and direct from New Hampshire. Of course, sitting across the way from me is my co-host, Mr. Sean Michaud. Sean, happy Friday evening. Hope you had a pretty good week. Yeah, we're good. Everything's good.
I think it's been an okay week. Not the greatest, but it could be better. How about you?
It's been an okay week. Yeah, no, it was great. Just came back from beginning of this week from Philadelphia. It was a great time down in Philly. Kylie got to meet one of her grandparents for the first time, which is great.
Always nice.
Shayla and I on Saturday night went bar hopping around Old City, Philadelphia, which was great. Sean, some really great bars down in Philadelphia. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we'll
actually,
have to go down
one of the bars
sometime.
Big shout out to the Kyber bar that we went to. One of Smashing Pumpkins. What's that? Kyber Pass Bar. Thank you, honey. One of the first bars that Smashing Pumpkins ever played, which I think is really, really cool.
Cool.
So great experience down there. Hard to come back, little Kylie enjoyed her first time seeing fish at an aquarium, which was great.
She's like big eyes looking at it.
Oh yeah, the clownfish. And then of all things, ladies and gentlemen, it was the what type of crabs? The Japanese spider crabs. Kylie was like immediately interested in the most creepiest part of the museum, which are these Japanese spider crabs that were just crawling around. She was laughing and giggling at them. I'm like, all right, I guess. Yeah, of everything else in the aquarium that was like bright and colorful, that was the thing that gained her attention. So
she picked a sleeper because the Japanese crabs are really cool.
They are really cool. I think that she has a good taste for seafood as well for later on down the road when she's introduced to it as well. I know you're not supposed to eat those, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not telling you to go out and catch those. Leave them alone. They're meant to be in the ocean. But anyway, it was a really great experience. So glad to be back here, back in New England, ready to talk some sports this evening. Sean, we've had a lot of stuff going on, of course, across sports. Let's start off right now, right here. Listen, last night, I know there's a game going on right now, game 4 of the ALCS.
Game 5? Game 4.
Game 5, sorry. It is game 4, yeah. Yeah, because the no, we're in game 5 because it's tied 2-2. Series is tied 2-2.
Yeah,
you're correct. I don't know what I'm talking about over here. That's very clear. But Sean, last night was quite a show. Max Scherzer, I'm telling you, the Mets gave him up last season. Not thinking he had anything left in the tank. It's similar to the New York Jets. They give away players and suddenly they go elsewhere and they're super successful yet again, right? Like, and Max is no spring chicken. He's been around for a while.
So much of your team, though.
I know, and that's the thing. And last night with him and John Schreiber, like the minute that John came out to try to pull him out was absolutely hilarious. If everybody saw that clip, I'll find a clip to repost it, but John came out to pull Max. He was at a pitch point. He thought, okay, I don't want Max to really wear himself out too much. And Max basically looked right at John Schreiber and said, "The fuck you think you're doing? like what the hell do you think you're doing trying to take me out of this game?" Which is absolutely crazy. John, what were your reactions to that? I mean, obviously this series is tied 2-2. As of right now, I don't know if you have a score update for us in terms of what it is in the game, but Toronto looked really good last night going into tonight.
Toronto's been playing a lot better with their hitting the past few games. I mean, it's different with this game. I think it's got right now 2-1. No one's hitting as much, but I'm telling you, I think if Blue Jays go all the way and win, we know Vladdy's going to get the MVP.
Oh, he's got to. I mean, this has really been Vladdy's moment.
Not saying Max Scherzer he's doing incredible, but I think this Blue Jays series and season is all going on Vladdy, what he's been doing, which is incredible.
I mean, Big Poppy talks about it all the time in the pregame. Like, if there's any player that's really stepped it up, who towards the end of the season was struggling and
Yeah.
trying to figure their way, heading into the postseason, it was Vladdy. And very similar. I'm just going to throw this out there, and I know Yankees fans are going to hate me for it. I don't freaking care. Vladdy was doing exactly what Yankees fans were hoping that Aaron Judge was going to do in the playoffs, and that was be historically really poor performance-wise when it comes to big games. Vladdy's done the opposite of Aaron Judge, and he's come through in those big moments when Toronto has needed it.
Okay.
Not for nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna. You want to know his stat line right now for this postseason, which is incredible.
Let's do a stat line.
So right now he's batting at 327 with 18 hits, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 10 runs scored in 14 games for this postseason, which is like an incredible run. Like, but no one's talking about him.
Right. No, it's factual.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about Kyle Riley, and people are talking about Shohei and the whole Dodgers team and all that. Like, no one's talking about Vladdy, which he's making an incredible postseason run. And
yeah, it's a really interesting point too. I feel like we've heard more about Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, which is I'm glad we are too, but like he's an incredible hitter too. I know I want the Mariners to win, but I don't know if like the Blue Jays might win it all if they're keeping up like this, how they're hitting and all that. Like, there's a reason why they got first and not the Yankees.
Right.
And have one of the best records of baseball.
Yeah. They're super impressive, and I think
especially adding Max Scherzer on the team was another step of direction.
Yeah. No, the Blue Jays continue to impress. And of course, over in that other series, Sean, I didn't put up a graphic for it, but the Dodgers are beating out the Brewers. And at this point, I
had more fun watching the Phillies-Dodgers game, which is weird to say. It's just because the Brewers, this is not the Brewers team that we saw during the whole season.
No, it's not. It's not at all. The Dodgers have really showed them that.
Yeah, they're just making so many mistakes, especially with their pitching. And they're just not hitting well. And I know they're about to start in I don't know what time now.
8:35, I believe, is their start. So they got another 20 minutes until that.
Well, I mean, this is the Brewers. This is go big, go home moment for them right now.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, to be fair here too, the Dodgers are heading to the World Series. I just don't see the Brewers sneaking one out this evening. They have Shohei Ohtani out on the mound.
I mean, they might win tonight, but still, I don't know. I don't think they could go all the way. But I just think I think that the American League is just teams are better than the National League team. We saw that with the standings and how everyone was so close. There's a reason why the American League team was better this year.
Yeah, we're at the point here where, and it's interesting to see with the Dodgers specifically, them going on to the World Series. If the Brewers can extend it, then they will. But Dodgers moving on, depending upon who comes out of the American League, like you're saying, Sean, the American League is the stronger team of anybody in the National League. I know this is just what's going to happen. ESPN, Fox, all these major networks, they're going to choose the Dodgers in the World Series. We know this. We know they're going to head that direction. But I think the smart move here, based on what you're saying and what has been true throughout these entire playoffs, when you look at run differential, when you look at statistics, when you look at a Dodgers team that is not performing at the same level that they did last year, and these American League teams are performing at the Dodgers' first World Series year a couple of years ago at that level, Seattle and Toronto, I think it's easy to say whoever LA goes up against, they've got the advantage over Los Angeles right now.
I'm going to say the Dodgers have the same feeling as the Yankees last year. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, again, I like the Dodgers and all. I don't, but I rather. I'm not. First of all, I'm not a number one Dodgers fan. Okay, my mom's a fan.
No.
My mom's rooting for them.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I mean, I'm not gonna cry over if they win. The Dodgers. I like the Dodgers, but like I rather.
You're not gonna cry about it?
Probably not. I rather see.
Okay.
Blue Jays or more. I would rather see the Mariners win actually, just because I think it's
too. I would.
Like I said a couple months ago, when Ichiro got to the Hall of Fame and all that, like, was that a prophecy? It might turn out. I mean, just imagine Ichiro handing the trophies to them. He's probably going to be at that game if they make it.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
If it happens, clip this and make it go viral.
That I can do for sure. We're going to keep an eye on these two games as they happen this evening. But of course, Sean, we've reached that time. Before we get into the main topics of this evening, it's a little part of the show. I know you love singing the song before I hit that button. Mm-hmm. What I love even more.
Let's go.
I love the voice over there of just play it. That played over the video. That was so good.
Wait, did it play? Did it play?
It did. I just hit the button.
It didn't play on my screen.
Oh no! Are you telling me I have to hit? That's A-okay.
Well, I guess I'm doing audio right now because I can't see you. It'll come back to me.
Oh, no. All right. Let's get into scores this evening. It is time for the box scores from around the league. Ladies and gentlemen, in the NHL, that's right, National Hockey League has started back up for the season.
Sorry, we're back.
Tampa Bay Lightning are taking on the Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings are up 1-0 in the second period. The Minnesota Wild are taking on the Washington Capitals. We are at the beginning of the second period, once again up 1-0. The Vancouver Canucks take on the Chicago Blackhawks tonight at 8:30 on ESPN+. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, the San Jose Sharks take on the Utah Mammoth. That's right, the Utah Mammoth, their home opener of the new team at 9 p.m. over on ESPN Plus and Hulu. As Sean was talking about before, the Toronto Blue Jays lead the Seattle Mariners in Game 5 of the ALCS 2-1. That is in the bottom of the sixth. 2 runners on at this point for Seattle. Very interesting to see how that plays out. Maybe the inning also came to a close. Who knows? As I am talking. At 8:38, we have the Brewers and the Dodgers in less than 25 minutes. The money line on that, Milwaukee plus 160. Really interesting, Sean.
Moving on. I said the inning's over.
Okay.
You said...
I did. Milwaukee has the money line tonight. They are at plus 160 on the Dodgers. It seems like America wants Milwaukee to win this game, Sean.
Yeah, we don't want a boring NLCS. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also have preseason basketball happening this evening at halftime. The Minnesota Timberwolves are losing to the Philadelphia 76ers 60-53. The New York Knicks, not going to say the other name, not going to do that this year. The New York Knicks are taking on the Charlotte Hornets. They're up 32-31. The Miami Heat are taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, Sean. They are almost at the end of the first quarter. First period here. The score is only 8-6. Are the Miami Heat and the Memphis Grizzlies just that bad?
Are they having their normal starters, or is just?
I don't know. It sounds like a G League game. We're not even done with we're almost done with the first, and it's 8-6. Like what?
How many minutes left?
8 minutes and 13 seconds. And that's the score. Anyway, I don't understand what's going on there. The Denver Nuggets are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. That game is 10-10 tied. The San Antonio Spurs are taking on the Indiana Pacers. That game is 14-8 in the first. Again, another weird score. I don't understand what's going on. Preseason is a weird thing in basketball, as we'll talk about with the Boston Celtics. The Los Angeles Clippers take on the Golden State Warriors at 10 p.m. The money spread on that is Golden State. I don't know why you would bet during preseason basketball and all. That's real choice. And the Sacramento Kings take on the Los Angeles Lakers at 8:30. Also happening in NCAA football. Sean, big Friday night for college football. Louisville is beating number 2 Miami currently on ESPN 14-7. Could be a big upset if Louisville beats Miami. I would expect that in basketball, that Louisville would beat Miami. Not in football.
No.
Not in football. Nebraska and Minnesota are playing right now. That game is at 0-0 in the first quarter. San Jose State takes on Utah State at 9 o'clock. And then Chapel Hill and the North Carolina Tar Heels take on the University of California at 10:30. Real mess over there in many different ways. And then, of course, with college football, big matchups tomorrow. Let me break those down for you quickly. LSU taking on Vanderbilt. Big game at noon over on ABC. Ole Miss versus Georgia. That game is at 3:30 on ABC. And Sean, Tennessee versus your Alabama Crimson Tide. Big 108th meeting of Tennessee versus Alabama. How do you feel going into that game? Do you feel good about your Roll Tide?
I think I do. It's going to be a tough game for them. I know. We'll see. We'll see how it is. I mean, I'll be trying to tune in. Hopefully, see what. Probably go back and forth to the games. But if
a whole bunch of sports this weekend.
Yeah.
It's a busy weekend.
I know I'm still focused on postseason baseball right now, but I gotta go switch back and forth.
That's right. I know. Double box up, triple box up, quadruple box up if you can.
And then next week is actually start of NBA season. Next week, or was that 2 weeks? What's the date?
Next week. Today's the 17th, Sean. Yeah, we're talking next week.
I know the Celtics play the 23rd, right?
Yeah, that's next week. That's next Tuesday, I believe. So we're at a very exciting point. USC takes on Notre Dame tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. Thursday, sorry. USC takes on Notre Dame tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. A 4-2 Notre Dame team taking on a 5-1 USC team. Sean, we'll get into it with our PTC picks around the NFL. But Saturday night into Sunday in the Midwest is looking real interesting. They're saying for some of these games, I know this Saturday night game at Notre Dame, they're specifically talking about heavy rain with winds up to 45 miles an hour. Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy weather. Definitely going to affect the game.
Yeah, we'll see how if they actually play or not in that type of weather. We'll see we'll see as the time goes on.
And just quickly, I want to mention NCAA men's hockey starting back up. Of course, we're close. We're live here from Durham, New Hampshire on this end. UNH hockey is going to be getting started soon, which is a big thing in this area. Michigan State is currently – what's that?
When does it start?
It's already started. So UNH plays this weekend. They're on the road. But Michigan State is currently taking on number 1 Boston University. Michigan State is beating Boston University 3-1. And, of course, number 7 Maine is beating Quinnipiac. Maine has a fantastic hockey program there in the second period. So we will see what happens there. But ladies and gentlemen, those are your box scores.
What I love even more is pour it over box scores.
Yeah. Sean, we've got a really exciting time coming up. I know the Red Sox are not in the postseason. My Mets are not in the postseason whatsoever. But we have Wicked Hot Stove that we're going to be starting here at PTC Pod.
So we need...
Because the PTC is hotter.
Yeah.
Hot Stove stuff is some of our favorite, like hypothesizing over trades, free agency, figuring out who fits in where. Sean, you and I used to do this before we started this podcast. For context to everybody, we used to just do this over the phone or in person when we were shooting hoops or at the bar, wherever.
Yeah.
We used to talk about this stuff. Now we're doing it live for all of y'all. I'm excited about hot stove stuff with Tarek Skubal and so many other players that are going to be moving around.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, especially this off season for baseball, especially if, like you said, for our Mets and Red Sox. I know.
Yeah,
I know it's gonna be interesting.
Let's get into that too. Craig Breslow came out. I believe it was yesterday. I was listening to the Greg Hill show on WEEI. And of course, they always play the clip, as I like to mention here, of Craig Breslow saying, "Good morning," because that's one of his favorite things to do on interviews. And so with Wicked Hot Stove, time to make some moves. Sean, I want to give you the floor on this specifically because Craig Breslow came out during his first real postseason, but postseason chat session with the media and everything else. Interview off season. Yeah, that's probably the right word to use. I like postseason. Like that's kind of interesting. Post times two.
Post Malone.
Post Malone. But Craig Breslow came out and said the Red Sox rotation pretty much has everybody that they need. However, they need to go out and get one more piece to really fulfill the lineup in terms of to fulfill the pitching rotation. But I'm sure there are more bats that they need to get in the lineup. Yeah. What is your take on this, Sean? Is Craig right that they need to add another pitcher to the starting rotation?
I think,
or is he? I don't know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
I think we do. We always need one more. I think, but but it's weird to say. In the past few years, we always say we always need pitching. But now, now we're flipping it. We need more bats. We need more outfielders. And we're just flipping it which is kind of weird to say as a Red Sox fan. Because all past 10 years is always we need pitching. We need pitching, and we have great pitching now. We have Crochet, and now we have Early, and it's gonna be interesting. Chapman as well. So
Chapman, that boy up to something. He was dynamic for you guys this year as a closer. But I mean,
I know. What do you think?
Let me pose it this way. Let me get Craig off the screen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's see. Here's the facts, because I know as a Mets fan, I listened to David Stearns talk about we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, and it doesn't happen. Craig talked a mean storm during this past trade deadline, and nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Other than getting May and getting Steven Matz. And you look at that and you're like, whoa, wait, what did they even do for us as Red Sox fans, right?
Right.
Sean, do you trust Craig Breslow to make the moves necessary in order to fulfill what he is talking about? Because, again, he talked a mean storm during the trade deadline. Excuse me, I'm getting upset about it. He talked a mean storm at the trade deadline. It didn't happen, and then he turned back to the media and said, "Well, I never said that."
But you did. I half trust him because he does make some good moves and all that, but at the same time, like what you said, he completely diverse answer when he wants to.
Right, he kind of switches back and forth. Yeah.
But what I was saying before, it's just not from Breslow itself. I'm just talking about in the Red Sox in general.
Sure. Yeah.
Which everyone needs one. But will we get the best pitcher out there from Breslow? Who knows? If that happens, we like you said, we don't know. There's gonna be some. I think there's gonna be some serious changes. I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know how long Cora has. Will we see him next year? I don't know yet.
So you still think that Cora's on a short leash here, possibly?
Yeah, I mean, for as long he's been, and yes, we made it that postseason, but like he made some really bad managerial moves with the Yankees. We saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, he made some choices that you kind of look at and you're like, oof, that's enough to get somebody fired for it. And I think Aaron Boone, much like on the Yankees,
I mean, it
there,
wouldn't surprise me if Cora goes in a couple years, but it's a 50-50 for me.
right. I mean, two of the
know.
names, too. You have Pete Alonso and Joe Ryan. It seems like Red Sox fans really like the idea of bringing Pete Alonso to Boston to play first base.
I don't know why you Mets fans don't like. He hasn't been producing well for you guys, but he's a great first baseman.
He's been kind of the face of the New York Mets, other than Francisco Lindor, these past few years. I mean, we've relied on the polar bear in many ways. And, there's a similar situation up there in Minnesota, too, where you have Joe Ryan. Both the Mets and the Red Sox were pursuing Joe Ryan during the trade deadline, and Minnesota wasn't willing to part with him. Now Joe Ryan is saying he's done. He doesn't want to be in Minnesota anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he was on our list. He was on my list when saying to be traded. Of course, our list was completely wrong.
You mean this list right here, where you had Joe Ryan and Josh Naylor going to
literally. Yeah, I knew you had that ready too.
Oh yes, I did.
You know the exact situation. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, you had Joe. And do you still feel like, Sean, that Joe Ryan? I mean, you saw him during the All-Star game, during the pre-ceremony, talking it up with Garrett Crochet and the rest of the Red Sox. Like, he's the perfect fit for the Red Sox.
Yeah, but
I would say more than Pete. More than Pete.
I mean, I think so as well. Joe Ryan is it just feels like a Red Sox name, doesn't it?
It does. It does. There's just certain people that you hear their name.
It feels more like East Coast, but like.
Yeah,
but like we saw those photos during the All-Star break. So
yeah,
I mean, does Craig Breslow do something? I don't know. Do I trust him?
Good morning. I don't know. That's the question, and that's why we say time to make some moves, because it is. It's time for the Red Sox to really get serious about making the postseason was a surprise this year at a certain point. Right? But you and I thought that I had the Red Sox winning the division because I thought this lineup was going to really come through. And getting rid of Rafael Devers kind of re-sparked it. But the Red Sox also had a lot of injuries and had a lot of folks.
A lot of injuries. And I still again, I'm blaming kind of on Cora. So I know some Red Sox fans are not going to agree with me. Come at me.
Go ahead, Sean. At Sean Michaud 1 on X.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see if anybody takes up that offer. Yeah, no, it's an interesting time. We're going to see what happens. Oh, you got an update?
Foul. I thought it was a home run. Hold on.
Oh, no. You thought it was a home run?
I heard screaming.
Hello.
Did something happen? Oh, see, I'm not sure if people who are watching can.
Got him. Back end. Way back.
Home run?
I don't know. It's like right on the near the pole, but it's like on the wall where the pole is.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're reviewing.
They're going to review it?
Yeah. The replay review Zoom. I don't know.
Ooh, boy, do we have another situation? Do we have another situation on hand?
We'll see.
I don't know.
This is
man. Exciting times, everybody. If you're watching us and watching the Mariners Toronto Blue Jays game, definitely check that out. Sean, moving on. I could get into Mets postseason. But of course, we're going to have more of the wicked hot stove stuff coming up later on down the road. We're still working through postseason baseball. Once that's over, wicked hot stove will be coming to you live here from
Yeah, you don't have to watch me turn my back while we do this. You know, this is
Huh?
this is
Huh? What?
this is what I'm going to do now. You don't have to see me, but you can hear my voice.
We'll get into Mets on the next episode, and when it comes to wicked hot stove items that are going around in the league. But Sean,
apparently it didn't count. So,
oh boy.
Oh, well.
Let's quickly get into before we get into our NFL picks for the weekend and who we think are going to win, and kind of do the full wrap up around those items. I want to get into something that happened recently. We haven't had the chance to talk about it here. We've chatted about it through text message and everything else. A little bit of a scare the other evening with Jaylen Brown. Hamstring comes off the court, uncertain what the injury is. Jaylen says he's fine. He also said that during the offseason last year, comes into the season healthy, and then we find out he's playing in the playoffs with an injured knee.
Which, when you texted me, because I was watching the game, and the Blue Jays game, but I'm like, I think I texted you saying, what happened? And you said,
yeah.
Hold on, what's the text?
It's pulling up the actual text.
Yeah.
I think I said, shit.
You said, not good for the Celtics. I said, why, what happened? You sent me the tweet, and you said, fuck. And then I said, shit. Which is surprising me. It's like, wait, why is he, I thought he was, why is he playing when he was injured? Like, during his injury. Like, I know that was like months ago, but like, I thought he was not playing until little later on in the season. I don't think he was going to be in the lineup, which surprised me.
I thought that we were going to see a lot more of the G League guys and Baylor, Shireman, and some of these others. Sorry, I'm just seeing some ESPN breaking news come in, ladies.
The Sacramento Kings breaking news that we had a couple weeks ago. I mean, a couple days ago.
Keegan Murray re-signing, and then Russell Westbrook joining Sacramento.
Which surprised me. But this breaking news, I want to hear what it is.
So George Springer has exited the Toronto Blue Jays Mariners game. He was hit on the right knee, by a pitch from Brian Wu. It sounds like it was a pretty bad injury from the pitch directly. We're talking like a 98-mile-per-hour fastball directly to the knee.
Just happened?
It must have. It says now. It's directly from ESPN breaking news. I'm going to get the details right now. It was no. It was the last inning.
Wait.
So top of the seventh it happened.
So why were I wasn't paying attention to that. I mean, that's why.
Yep, and he left the game with a right knee injury. So now Springer's out of the lineup for the rest of the evening with Toronto up 2-1 here.
That's not
definitely a bat needed. No, definitely not. Definitely somebody in the outfield you want as well. So just wanted to put that out there. But Sean, here's the question.
Back to this injury.
Back to this injury.
I guess.
The ultimate question here is, I know Jason Tatum is really working hard to come back January, February of next year, just before the playoff. Jaylen Brown, obviously, this needs to be evaluated, right? We continue to see throughout the NBA that guys are injured, they continue to play, and the coaches don't bench them or give them the time to rest that's adequate enough for the injury to heal itself.
Yeah.
We're seeing that with Jaylen Brown playing during preseason basketball that doesn't count towards anything. It is really more of a short showcase for the young guys so that they can earn a roster spot and not go down to the G League and lose that big money contract that the NBA gives to them to be on the main squad.
That I mean, we know
Just-
Jalen's gonna be the main squad. Why is he, when he's injured, like recovering from injury? Why is he? I get why he's playing because he wants to play. He loves basketball. That's the drive.
I'm not
like,
a Celtic. I'm not a Celtics fan here, Sean, but we know the Celtics are under new management now.
Yeah.
Is this a Joe Mazzulla move? We'll get into Joe and some of the things he said during that Toronto game. Is this a Joe Mazzulla move, or was this a new look ownership team saying, we're at home, people paid money to come here and watch Stars, put Jaylen Brown on the court? You know what I mean? Like, I get a little bit worried about that, especially with Adam Silver as the
I don't.
what do I
think
want to
it's
say?
Joe. I mean, I think it's more of the. I don't think it's Brad Stevens either. Like, it's probably.
You don't think it's Brad? Okay.
I think it's. I feel like I don't think it's just a. Celtics.
Do you think it's Jaylen? Do you think it's Jaylen wanting to get out there?
I think it's Jaylen. I think.
It's not a smart move on his part.
No, I mean, I'm sure that was also his doing the same thing during the postseason. Him, because he wanted to play and keep it in. That's what I think. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but because I love Jaylen.
Sean, the question is: are the Celtics ready? Are they ready for this upcoming season? If we're going to hit a point where Peyton Pritchard, which, by the way, Peyton is looking fantastic during the preseason here, but they're going to be relying heavily upon Derek White and Peyton Pritchard. If Jaylen and Jason are out for a good amount of time, which we know Jason's out for a good amount of time, but add Jaylen to that, I mean, can those two really do it? I don't know.
Without Jaylen or Jason, probably not.
Anthony Simons doesn't look that great yet for them. That's a bummer. He's such a good player.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see how the season begins.
You play the we'll see. Okay.
Sorry.
I get it. My answer to this is no. But I'm also going to
say it's preseason. We don't know.
But see, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. And everybody laughed at me on social media when I said this, okay? Everybody laughed at me when I said the Celtics are not going to be ready for this upcoming season. Look out for the Orlando Magic with Desmond Bane added. Have you seen the pre-rankings in the pre-seeding for this upcoming Eastern Conference in this upcoming NBA season?
I did not.
Orlando ranks number 2. They're the second best team after the Cleveland Cavaliers in the East.
Hey, now do you think the Sacramento Kings is going to go up? Because
No. They're still going to suck. But this is the thing. This is the thing. The Orlando Magic played it smart and went out and got Desmond Bane. And they already had Ben Caro. They already had Wagner. They already had guys ready to step up on that team. They had the best offseason of any NBA team. I'm just going to put that out there. Overall, they've made themselves contenders in the East. And specifically in an East where the New York Knicks still have to prove themselves because they choke every single time. The Indiana Pacers, who are going to be without Tyrese Halliburton for quite some time. Okay.
See, people, all these big names are going out saying like that's not playing. That's why I think the Celtics are going to be okay. They're not going to be the best team. They're going to probably rank at least in the standings, probably at least 4 or 5. And when Jaylen and Jason come back, depends when that will be. They could easily be a good team, a great team. I don't think they would win next year, the season. I think our center's not the best. So
Luka Garza, yeah. I mean, the fact that Luka's going to be starting at center is a choice.
Yeah. And like you said, Anthony's not playing well. But
the thing that gets me too, we said this during last offseason for the Celtics too. Again, I'm going to bring up the Orlando Magic here because I'm not saying because my Brooklyn Nets suck that I'm low key going to be rooting for the Orlando Magic, but a little bit, because who's the one team the Celtics continue to have a problem with both during the playoffs early on and during the regular season?
The Knicks.
No, it's the Orlando Magic for the last 6 years.
It's also the Knicks plus. We just got to see that.
Right. But in this case,
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is the team that we really have to watch closely. I'm going to make a bold prediction here. Okay? I'm going to put this out here. I think that the Orlando Magic, to start this NBA season, they win 12 games in a row.
You think so?
12 games in a row. They go 12-0 to start this season. That's not just because they have a fairly easy schedule compared to most other teams. They got Charlotte. They've got, Sacramento. They've got Utah. They've got, some fairly easy opponents. However, I think the one thing that we're not taking into account is what happens when an NBA star heads into their third or fourth season in the NBA. That's usually an MVP season for somebody. Jason Tatum's a great example of his fourth season in the NBA. Was absolutely fantastic and was in the MVP conversation halfway through the year.
Yeah.
I really believe that Paulo Banchero is going to shine this season. And we're going to be talking about him as probably one of the top 5 players in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at. Do not sleep on the Orlando Magic. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers take a step back.
I'm not sleeping on them, but I don't think they're going to go 12-0. I think
Mark
they're
my
going to
word.
be. And if they lose the first game,
That's a totally different story. Do not be surprised if I don't put a box of cards on that. All right, let's do that, Sean. All right, I will put a blaster box of cards, of NBA cards, on the Orlando Magic. I will put a blaster box of Topps NBA cards, 2025, 2026, on the Orlando Magic going 12-0 to start the year.
Okay.
We got a bet?
I'll take that bet.
We'll shake on it through the screen. You can make a run for it. There we go. That's how you feel. Any final thoughts, Sean, on the Celtics upcoming year? I mean, who for you do you want to see be the standout player? Is it Peyton? Is it Derek White? Who do you think is going to be the one that's going to have to step up the most?
It's going to have to be Derek White. It's like, I mean, I love Peyton Pritchard and all, but I think this is Derek's time to shine and actually to show what he does, and he could be like an all-star, a very accomplished player, which people don't talk about him enough because, of course, we have Jaylen and Jason on the team.
Right.
He's nasty with his footwork, and he can shoot those threes. Like, I mean, also Peyton can too. But it has to be Derek who has to step up.
He's kind of the best. With Al Horford gone, he's the veteran presence on this team.
I mean, right now, yeah.
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
Derek White would be the veteran presence on the squad. All right. So we're going to wait and see what happens. Sean, you may end up winning a 25-26 Topps basketball blaster box. So we will see at the end of the day. I got to make sure. I got to clip this, and I got to make sure to post it on X because everybody else is going to be like, wait, Didn't you make a bet with Sean Robin? Don't you owe him something? So I got to make sure.
Don't worry. In the next few episodes, I will have to bet something. I'll have to bet
It's
something.
just how it goes. It's how it goes over here at PTC, ladies and gentlemen. Sean, it is that time here. It is not plug time just yet. It is a very important part of the show here when we do it on Friday nights with the college football weekend coming up, with the NFL weekend coming up. It's time to do some PTC pick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are our first few that have come through. Sean, Green Bay Packers against the Arizona Cardinals. I think this is an easy pick for your Green Bay Packers. I think Jordan
the Cardinals are not great right now. But I have to pick the Green Bay. We've been playing really good recently. We could have been 5-0 if we didn't. Or sorry, we've been 5-6. What are we on? Whatever. If we didn't have that tie.
I'm pulling up for you. Yeah.
Oh, update.
Score update. Yep. 2-2.
Oh,
game is tied 2-2. Who hit it?
Of course, Raleigh.
It was Big Dumper, ladies and gentlemen.
Big Dumper, of course. He is the trident. I love his little mustache that's coming in.
Yeah, it's an interesting little stash he's got going, isn't it? I love it. Let's get right into jeez, MVP. I know everybody's doing the MVP.
Big
dumper. All right. Sean, your Green Bay Packers are 3-1-1 because you had that tied game against the Minnesota Vikings. The Cardinals are 2-4. That game's at 4-5. The Packers are favored by 7.5 points over the Arizona Cardinals. I think that's an easy spread pick right there. That's a touchdown and a half. Seems like an easy pick at the end of the day. I like that one specifically.
Yeah, the Cardinals are 2-4 right now, so it's not good.
Not a good situation whatsoever. So I'm going to officially call the Jets versus the Panthers. That game's 1:00 on Fox on Sunday. In New York, listen, the Carolina Panthers are 3-3. My New York Jets are 0-6. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why there is a paper bag next to the New York Jets. I will be making myself, if we go 0-7 this weekend, a New York Jets paper bag hat to wear on Sundays. I will be making it. Or like my Halloween costume.
I'll personally deliver you the next time we hang out. Just a paper bag so you can wear it.
Listen, I love that. I love that idea. Ladies and gentlemen, that game specifically, if you look at the spread right now through ESPN Bet, Carolina at 1.5 points. It's an absolute shit show. I would not bet on this game if I were anybody out there. This is just 41.5 points. Jets at negative 105. I don't touch it. It's going to be a bad game. The Carolina Panthers are going to end up winning it. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win it by a field goal.
I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. Your team's been.
Listen, I mean, luckily my second favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles, are playing fairly well. So there is that. The New England Patriots take on the Tennessee Titans. This is a revenge game for Mike Vrabel, his former team that he was a head coach.
Playing better recently, which is, and I like that pick. Like you said, they're playing a lot better recently. I know they won last week. What was the score?
They did. They beat the Raiders last week.
Were you about to say the Lakers?
I was about to say the Lakers. Maybe that could happen for the Celtics this year. Maybe we could beat the Lakers.
They beat the Saints. That's why.
Beat the Saints. Sorry, it was Raiders the week before.
That's why. It's the 1-5, the Saints.
Right. The Tennessee Titans are also 1-5. Patriots 4-2. Sean, if the New England Patriots win this weekend, the Indianapolis Colts lose, the Kansas City Chiefs lose, The New England Patriots are officially the top team in the AFC, which is crazy to think coming into the season that Drake May is having an MVP type season for them. Patriots are the favorite in this by 6.5 points. On the spread, I think that that's an easy pick personally. Weather down in Tennessee is going to be crazy. Remember when I was talking about weather in the Midwest?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel walked into a press conference today, and he actually complimented everybody in the room. And there was flashes of lightning. The lights went out briefly for a second, came back on. Listen, it's crazy weather down there in Tennessee this time of year. They're talking about severe thunderstorms with winds up to 60 miles an hour. Whether the game happens or not, I think is a bigger question on Sunday afternoon if that's going to be the conditions. But nevertheless, it's going to be a really crazy game if that all works itself out. And of course, we'll get into our pick'ems for this week, the actual full lineups. Sean, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game is actually being played in London. It is a 9:05 start, 9:05 a.m. or 9:30. Sorry, pregame starts at 9:05 over on NFL Network. Rams at 4-2, the Jaguars at 4-2. Really impressive this year for Jacksonville down there in the AFC South. Sean, who do you have in this game? Jaguars are this is basically a home game for them, even though the Rams are favored by 3.5. Who do you got?
I'm going the Rams. I like the Rams a lot more. So that's not the only reason why I'm picking them. Like you said, the point spread. So
yeah, I'm going to take the Jaguars in this one. I'm going to take the under 3.5. I think that Jacksonville always plays well in London. And also the owner, by the way, came out after the first game. I don't know if you ever saw the clip. And he basically said, we've been building this since September, and it's going to keep going on forever. And he was just super pumped about Jacksonville and the football team. I like that energy. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars in that matchup. We have the New Orleans Saints versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears. Sean, I like Chicago at under 4.5 here. Actually, I think they're going to score more than that. What do you got?
I want to go with the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Good choice there. Again, another weather system storm that's going to be absolutely crazy. The Joe Flacco-less Cleveland Browns taking on the Miami Dolphins. Again, this is just a poop bowl. Let's call this the poop bowl.
Really is.
1-5 Miami Dolphins versus the 1-5 Browns. Cleveland is favored by 2.5 points. Weather for this game, gust up to 55 miles an hour with rain. Going to be a messy, messy, messy game with two messy teams. Sean, I would normally stay away. But in the case of this, I think the Cleveland Browns play better in bad weather. So give me the Cleveland Browns over the Miami Dolphins.
I'm going opposite. I'm going to say the Dolphins.
Ooh, kicking it back down to going back to Miami. That's how that goes. It's back to Cali. Speaking of back to Cali, the Raiders are no longer in Cali. They're heading to Kansas City as the Las Vegas Raiders. That's an interesting matchup. 2-4 Raiders versus the 3-3 Kansas City Chiefs. Has the Swift effect not worked for Kansas City this year? What's going on?
They're just playing bad football, I think. And also, other teams are much better than Chiefs right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
The Chiefs didn't do much over the offseason, while other teams did. So, I might say something.
Yeah. Wow, you're making me. So Kansas City is favored by 11.5 points in this game.
Were you gonna go Raiders? Because I was gonna say Raiders.
I'm tempted. I think this could end up being an upset special. I would take the Las Vegas Raiders plus 800 in this game.
Plus 800. I was gonna
yeah, no, that's where it's at right now. Plus 800. I don't know. It just reeks. I don't think the Chiefs are falling apart, man.
It just feels weird. No, I'm not a Chiefs fan, but it feels weird. The Super Bowl team that's like everyone thought was the best, and they're at 3-3 right now, which is weird.
So weird. So weird. So who are you taking?
I'm going the Raiders.
You go Raiders. There we go. We're gonna wait and see what happens there. I love that. I love that for us. The Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles looking to turn it around in Minnesota. Carson Wentz is going to be playing for the Minnesota Vikings. JJ McCarthy sitting out another week here. Listen, it used to be Pennsylvania when he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now he's up in Minnesota. Philadelphia is favored by 2.5 points on the money line, 43.5 points total. Give me those fly, Eagles fly against the Minnesota Vikings. Fly, Eagles fly on the road to victory. Eagles, Eagles.
Let's go, Jalen Hurts.
Give me the Eagles in that game. Sean, where are you leaning?
Like I said, Eagles.
You're going with your boy Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
4-2 Eagles looking to turn it around there. We have, of course, the Panthers Jets. We're not going to talk about that. We already went over it. Patriots Titans already went over it. The New York Giants taking on the Denver Broncos. 2-4 Giants versus the 4-2 Denver Broncos. Denver favored by 7.5 points. I like Jackson Dart, man. I like the things that he's doing after coming out of Ole Miss and some of his recent performances. But you're going on the road to Denver. You're going mile high, Rocky Mountain high. You know, you're John, a little bit of John Denver right there for y'all folks. Give me the Denver Broncos over the New York Giants. I just don't think they have it.
With you there.
Oh boy, gonna be rough in New York. The Indianapolis Colts, Sean, 5-1 versus those Los Angeles Chargers. I think this is an underrated match. The 4:05 slot on CBS. I think a lot of people are looking over this one. It's Daniel Jones versus Justin Herbert. Colts looking to have the best record in the AFC by a lot.
Who's favored in this game? Is it the Colts?
The Los Angeles Chargers are favored by 1.5 points. Indianapolis is only a plus 110 if you take the Colts.
Give me those Colts.
You're going to take the Colts?
Yeah. I love the Chargers and all, but I think the Colts are playing really good football right now.
Yeah, give me the Colts.
Yeah.
Give me the Colts.
What Daniel Jones has been doing for that team, man.
Oh, my God. He's been incredible there. Absolutely incredible. Green Bay Packers versus the Arizona Cardinals. We already know where we're going with that. Go, Pack, go. Rivalry game, 4:25 on Fox. The Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys. 3-3 versus 2-3-1. Dallas is favored by 1.5 points. Washington is on the even money line, which is crazy. I didn't think that would be the case here.
Breaking news.
Oh, break. Sean, baseball update. Who hit the home run?
I wish I could see. Hold on. I'll look it up on my phone. Fucking don't look at it.
Who hit the home run?
Go to my play. Suarez. Suarez hit the home run.
Nice job. Eugenio Suarez.
Imagine that was a walk-off.
They got to finish it up, man. They got to make sure it happens.
They got to close. They got to close it out.
They got to close it out. All right, let's wrap this up so we can catch the end of this game here. Because we're at that point. Washington Commanders versus Dallas Cowboys. Give me Daniels and the Commanders over the Cowboys.
I was going to say the same thing. So I think honestly, you're going to pick Cowboys.
Jane Daniels over.
I thought you were going to say Cowboys, and I was going to pick opposite.
No. Yeah. Atlanta Falcons versus San Francisco 49ers, Sunday Night Football. That's Mac Jones's San Francisco 49ers playing. San Francisco's favored 2.5 points. Atlanta on the money line plus 115. Sean, give me the Atlanta Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington on this Atlanta Falcons team over the San Francisco 49ers.
I went the 49ers, man.
No 49ers.
49ers.
There's cows. It's a cow farm. There's cows outside.
We got Mac Jones. Mac Jones.
That's true. That's your Bama guy. I totally forgot. Mac Jones out there. Monday Night Football. I've been waiting all day for Monday night.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions. The 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions. 4-2 on ABC. Sean, Detroit is favored 5.5 points. Tampa Bay on the money line plus 230. I'm a huge fan of Baker Mayfield, man. The things he did at Oklahoma, the things he's been doing down there in Tampa Bay, bringing them to playoffs last year. Give me the Detroit Lions over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after all of that.
I was going to say, I agree with you. I was going to say I agree with you, and I'm going with the Tampa Bay.
You're going Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
It's a good choice, but I think Jared Goff has a good follow-up game to last week. And then, of course, the Houston Texans versus the Seattle Seahawks. Really struggling. Mr. Ohio State himself, CJ Stroud, really having a hard time down there. Seattle's favored 3.5 points. Houston on the money line plus 155. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's riding it high right now. Let's keep it out there in Seattle. Seattle Seahawks win that game. They go to 5-2. Sean, who you got?
I'm going to say Seattle. Seattle.
I love that for the that was awesome. I'll go Seattle.
Sound like I'm drunk.
It did. All right, finally, one last thing before we get to your final take, Sean. Gotta play this for everybody. I know I forgot to play it during the Celtics segment, but listen, I think that let me get this off here first. We did forget about it, but I gotta play it for everybody. Fantastic moment here from Joe Mazzulla. Just chatting it up with player Emmanuel Quickly of the Toronto Raptors. Listen in.
Watch this. I know I just met you, and here's my number. Call me maybe. What did Joe Mazzulla do? I don't think he wants to. You're telling me.
Amazing moment there.
Love that energy.
Love the energy. What they didn't clip there was him saying a certain word before grow up, which was fucking grow up. And then after, during the press conference, Joe was basically like, yeah, like it was just dumb what Emmanuel Quickly did. I'm going to call him out on it. Which I love that from an NBA head coach. Like don't hold back. You're a coach. Your job is to teach these guys and to show them how to be, professionals. So basically tell them it's not appropriate. Don't get the fuck off, which I love.
Yeah, that's appropriate response. I love it. I would have done the same thing.
Sean, let's get into a new segment here. We're going to end every podcast with our final take. Sean, you have the floor this evening, my friend. Sean's final take here of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sean, what's on your mind? What would you like to close out tonight with? Oh, I got to add you in, though.
Oh, there you go. Let's talk about retirement, huh?
Good old retirement.
Retirement. LeBron. No, it's not LeBron James. I'm sorry. This is a whole fake out. No. One of my favorite players, women's soccer player, just retired. Chris finally retired. She's going to retire this final season, and I think she's playing in Gotham right now. I forget where she's playing, honestly. But I don't follow. She's been changing. Where's she playing right now? Angel. That's what I meant. She used to play in Gotham, but she had an amazing career. I think, like during that early 2015 era of the women's national soccer team was amazing, and just having everyone on that. Now it's like half the roster, more than half the roster is gone now because everyone's retired. But like, she had an amazing career. She was actually my first soccer jersey I have, so it just made me like soccer a lot more. So that's my final take, I guess.
I love that.
Hope you, Christian. You're probably never watching this.
We don't know that.
I said we don't know. I hope you have a happy retirement. If you want to watch, you go watch her and Tobin's podcast, Green Ink. So if you want to,
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's my final. I almost said final stand, but final take.
Oh, geez. No, not there. Oh, okay.
No.
Sean's final take this evening. That's a really good one. Big shout out to women's soccer, the United States Women's Soccer League. US.
I almost had another one, but this one was more interesting, I think, because the other ones I was going to say was the Apple F1 thing that's happening, but we've talked about that so many times. I'm like,
so many times.
But yeah.
Nice. Good final take there from Mr. Sean Michaud. We've hit that time here, ladies and gentlemen, of the show. We've got some baseball to go and watch right now. It's a little thing we like to call
plug time.
I got to get a graphic for that. Plug time here from the Painting the Chat podcast crew. Mr. Sean Michaud, where can good people find you across social media?
You can follow me here on Twitter at Sean Michaud1, Instagram at ZoneZ, and you can find me on TikTok. Just search Sean Michaud and I'll be there. Or you could go follow our Painting the Chat podcast on TikTok, and then you can see me on there being tagged. So go do that.
Love it. You guys can follow me, of course, here on X at X_Robin W Vogt, over on Instagram at IG_Robin W Vogt. Please make sure to subscribe to Painting the Chat here on YouTube by hitting that like button, hit the subscribe, and turn on notifications. Just want to do a quick shout out. As you'll see, we have our stand against bullying. I didn't mention it at the top of the show, but we are purple this evening, just in recognition of awareness of bullying in schools across the country. Of course, that number continues to go up with a lot of the political conflict and everything that we are seeing in our nation. Specifically for our young LGBTQ plus youth, just know that we stand with you, we stand beside you, and we are allies with you every step of the way. The fact that LGBTQ youth are afraid to go to school, afraid of standing up and speaking out and being who they are amongst their peers in this nation is a scary thing. And it's important to recognize that bullying is not the answer to that whatsoever for any part of school, any part of community whatsoever. But we just wanted to recognize this evening we're a purple in support of our LGBTQ plus youth, and know that we are here as a podcast, safe space for you to have discussions and to enjoy sports as well. But just wanted to throw that out there here to close out the evening. And of course, make sure as well, if you want to continue to support the podcast, head on over to TeePublic, support us through some of the merch that we have available over there. And of course, hey, you may be seeing us at upcoming events. There's more card shows coming up down the road, Sean. I know you and I will be, of course, hitting the road, and at some point we're going to have our own table at a lot of these things. So you'll be able to come up and talk to us and see what we have to offer as well. So
yeah, it's an exciting time for us.
Very, very exciting time. So ladies and gentlemen,
our 1 year's coming up soon. So
yeah, I know. Crazy to think about that. We're slowly coming up to that point.
December or January? I can't remember.
It was December.
It was
December. So 1 whole year here of PTC. Crazy to think that we've already been able to do that. For Mr. Sean Michaud over there, this is Robin Vogt signing off here on this Friday evening. Everybody enjoy baseball, enjoy your weekend, enjoy all that football. And remember,
sports.
Be good to each other. Be well. Be safe this weekend
Stay out of trouble.
and stay out of trouble. Yes, that's for sure. But also remember, make good trouble. Make good trouble as well. And we will see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic evening. Sean, I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Take care. Have a good night, everyone.
See y'all. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye.